So just starting off by priming our face, we're using the 9-in-1 BB cream by Rimmel in the shade Light. As usual, I feel that this has a better consistency when it goes on your skin warm, so I'm using my fingers. I don't know what that yellow mark is behind my ear, so sorry about that. Now for foundation, and I'm using the L'Oreal True Match in the shade N2 Vanilla. So to apply the product, I start by stippling it across my face. I'm using the stippling brush by Models Prefer, and then I buff it in by going around in circles, as well as back and forth in windscreen wiper motions across my face in some places, where I just need that little bit of extra coverage. Also, my next step is to fill in my eyebrows, and I accidentally deleted the footage, so you'll see in a moment that my eyebrows have now been done. So I just use my Chi Chi Classics palette on my angle brush, and then I use a brow gel. So now I'm using my Essence Cover Stick, it's a concealer, and I'm just popping that on my eyelid as a bit of a base for my eyeshadow, but also to cover up any veins or redness that I may have. For eyeshadow, I'm using my favourite palette, and I'm taking this peachy summery glittery colour here, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid up to my crease. So I'm going to do that on both eyes, and I love this colour. It is so much more sparkly in real life than it looks like here. So I just take a normal eyeshadow brush, and I start off by patting the product across my eyelid right up to the crease, and then I'll go in a bit more of a sweeping motion once the eyelid is covered. Now I'm just taking the second colour along, and I'm going to put this in my crease. So I'm just using a smoky eye crease brush for this step. As you can see, I just go back and forth across the eye socket. So now I'm just taking this first colour here, and I'm going to use the same crease brush that I just used, and I'm going to use it to highlight my brow bone. Now I'm taking this Quad by L'Oreal, and I'm taking the second lightest colour, which is a really nice rosy gold shade, and I'm going to apply that to the outer half of my eye. Again, this is so much more sparkly in person. Now I'm just taking the lightest colour in the same Quad, and I'm just going to use it to highlight the inner corners of my eye, and underneath, just in the corner of my waterline. Now for eyeliner, I'm using this Black Savvy Glide On liner, and I'm going to use this just to line my top lash line just underneath. Now for another Savvy Soft Glide eyeliner, and this one's in the shade Gold, and I'm using this to line my waterline. And now it's time for mascara. So I have sped this part up quite a bit. So this is just the Rimmel Scandaleyes mascara, and I'm going to use this just on my top lashes only, and I'll change mascaras when I get to my bottom lash. So now for another mascara, this is the Maybelline Mega Plush, and I'm just going to go over my top lashes again, just so I can get a little bit of extra volume, and then I'm going to use this on my bottom lashes as well. And it's concealer time, so this is the Rimmel Wake Me Up, and I'm just going to pop this under my eyes. I'm also going to put it down my nose, and just on either side of my nose, as I can get fairly red in this area. I'm also then going to pop it just in the center of my forehead to really lighten up my cheek section. And now for another concealer. This one's by Revlon, and it's called the Color Stay Blemish Corrector. I just feel that this one works a lot better when you're trying to actually cover blemishes, pimples, or really reddy purpley scars or any of that. So that's what I use on my pimples today. Now to blend it in, I'm just using my fingers. Like I said before with the primer, the consistency of concealer is just a lot better when it's heated. So I'm just going to use my fingers, and I just pat it across my skin. I do the same thing down my nose and under my eyes. When you're going under your eyes, it's a very sensitive area. Just be very, very light with your fingers and don't try it and rub and don't try and pull under your eye area. And then I'm just going to grab the same brush I used for my foundation to blend in the concealer that I've popped on my forehead. Now to set all the foundation and concealer, I'm using another foundation. This is by Australis. It's the pressed powder and it's in the shade Deep Natural. And I'm just applying this with a kabuki brush. Now I'm just taking a smaller fluffy brush just with the same pressed powder, and I'm just going to use this to set under my eye area, as well as any spots that just might look a little bit shiny that the kabuki brush didn't get to. So now to warm my face up a little bit so I don't look so sick, I'm just going to take this angled blush brush and I'm going to pop the bronzer just where the sun naturally hits, as well as just around the outside of my face and my jawline so my face doesn't look as round. So now for blush, this one's by Savvy. I forget the shade of the colour though. And I'm just taking the same angled blush brush and I'm just very lightly popping this on the apples of my cheek and spreading it out to my ears. And blush will just give your face a bit of a healthy glow. Then I'm going to grab my brush that I used for my foundation again and just wipe it underneath my cheeks just in case I got a little bit of fallout on the blush. Now to highlight, this is the Highlights by Australis. I'm just taking, this is actually a concealer brush, but I didn't want to use my fingers, so I just take this brush and I'm just wiping it just where I want to highlight, which is just above your cheekbone and on your cupid's bow, and then I'm just blending it in with my fingers, like so. Lucky last, for lips, I'm using this Colour Whispers by Maybelline in the shade Petal Rebel. These are great. They are a bit glossy to finish off, so it's perfect for summer. And they do have a slight colour, but they're not too intense. And this is the finished look. Excuse the toilet stuff in the background, and I hope you enjoy. Feel free to leave me feedback. Bye!